By the gods, this is a good start. Where did these people set up their tent? If there's nothing around the next bend, I'm turning around. Finally. Hey you, little girl. Giacomo Nauta sent me. I'm here about the riddle. Do you speak Goretti? I'm a friend. Giacomo told you I would come.
He spoke of the hero of Andergast, a strong, courageous and clever man. Not someone I can slice open from head to foot in a blink of an eye.
I am the hero of Andergast.
Can you do magic? Heal things with fairy magic? The way the hero healed the dreams of an Andergastrian was magic?
It wasn't quite like that, but yes. I can repair things magically.
Then prove it. This before me is the flying fortress Kashal-Ri. I recreated it from my dreams. But no matter what I do, it keeps tipping over. Use your magic to make it stand up, and I'll let you see my father.
Piece of cake. What's in there?
Open it and see.
The glass is completely pure and clear. The bottle must be worth a fortune. There's a dagger lying next to the girl. She thinks it's very important that I don't forget that. She must be the merchant's daughter. Giacomo already warned me. A small fortress made of sticks. It keeps tipping over.
Use your magic to make it stand up, and I'll let you see my father.
A Ptolemede tent. I've only heard of things like this in stories.
First the fortress, my good man.
My good man? I was never good with kids, but this is the last straw. Nuri's old necklace. I'm carrying it with me until she can wear it again. My faithful knife. All right, I have my own knife. No magic necessary here. The fortress would fit perfectly in the bottle, but how am I supposed to get it in there?
What are you doing?
Don't worry, I just want to try something.
Oh.
May I go in now?
Papa, there's someone here claiming to be a hero.
Send him in.
If you truly are the hero, then you're a bit boring. You remind me more of a stupid, grumpy peasant.
I'm a bird catcher, and I no longer care what others think of me. I rescued a fairy, and I freed a kingdom. I don't have to prove anything to anyone.
All right, go in. But watch your back, I'm right behind you.
Ah, Geron, how nice. Come, sit. Sit.
Are you Fahi?
Yes, sit down. Did you find this place all right?
Yeah. I was told that you sell a spell that can permanently change a person's form.
A person's or an animal's, but everything in its time. Tea?
All right.
Ah, a man of taste. That's good. Andergast is cold, is it not?
It's all right. But about that spell...
Of course. You understand that permanent physical transformation is a formidable power. It demands a great deal of courage to request such power.
I have my reasons.
I know. Giacomo told me as much. You know my price.
Giacomo said something about a riddle.
Correct. You like riddles, Geron, don't you?
Of course I like riddles. I wouldn't be here otherwise.
Excellent! I knew I could count on you. You'll carry it with you for a while, twist it and turn it in your mind, and perhaps even despair briefly. But when you finally solve it, the reward will be much sweeter.
Where did you get this riddle anyway?
For more than 3 moons, my daughter and I have both had the same dream every night. It's even more wondrous that this dream tells a true story, a memory from a time 450 years ago, when our world faced its greatest battle. I will now tell you the beginning of the dream. You don't need to know more. And then the riddle. If you can solve it, you'll receive the power to restore your beloved.
And if not?
Garon, you are the hero of Andergast. Of course you'll solve it. So, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Good. The dream begins, as I said, 450 years ago, in an ancient vault far beneath my home city of Fazar. The powers of darkness threaten the land, and the great and decisive battle is imminent. When one night, a group of heroes enters the tomb of an ancient Mogul mage.
Prepare yourselves. I shall open the burial chamber now. Are we all here?
All here, for crying out loud.
It could have been worse.
Sure, we could have lost the mute Farkina too, or the dainty princess who can't fight.
Calm yourself, Shabib. You're not the only one whose nerves are frayed.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Did the princess have to see a little blood? Did it break her tender heart?
Yes, crack. Now you'll have to endure me without one.
Princess Zadia, Alric, we must stick together. The legendary mask of Malakar lies within this burial chamber. If we succeed in bringing it to the Holy Army in the Rashtulian Wall, the battle against the demons will be mere child's play.
If we succeed, and these walls don't swallow us up first.
I'm working as fast as I can. I can't find the lock. Give me a moment. It has to be here somewhere.
They're watching me. He's an agile fighter. I don't see a single wound. Why did the Farkina people cast you out?
None of your business.
True, your past is your problem alone. All that counts is that you lead us safely through the mountains to the army.
I just want my money, and soon.
I've only known him since yesterday, and I already know more about him than he does about me. He knows what this is about, but he's not the strong leader he pretends to be. Mage?
Princess?
Why exactly did you choose us as companions?
Who are you talking about in particular?
Can that mercenary over there do anything other than hit things and yell?
That's more than you can do, Poppet.
Alric keeps the monsters at bay. He's a good man.
How did a mage like you come to lead a group such as this?
I wanted to join the army in Punin when a nobleman from Fazar told me about the mask. The rest was a question of money and determination.
Will Rachvan really accompany us to the end?
Yes. As soon as we're finished here, he'll lead us through the Rashtulian Wall to the Holy Army. He grew up in those mountains. He knows the way better than any other.
You do know that Farkina's an outcast, don't you? Even his own people fear him.
We have no other choice. We need him.
What was Haroon's role?
He was your personal bodyguard. He was supposed to protect you.
Which he did, right up until the end.
I am sorry about him.
He knew the risks. The important thing is that you're still alive.
Did you specifically look for a princess?
No. I sent for a Ptolemid scholar, but those are hard to find in these bloody days. Only a few are able to defend themselves and not fall victim to the marauding bands currently battling for dominance in Fazar.
The streets of Fazar have always been a screaming nightmare.
And thus, it's an even greater miracle that you survived there for so long. You're the outcast heiress of a toppled ruler. I would not have bet my ducats on you.
Enough of that. What do we do next?
We force our way into the burial chamber of the Mughal and steal the Mask of Malakar. Then we take it over the peaks of the Rashtulian Wall to the Holy Army before they march into battle.
And there we triumph, or perish miserably.
The future of this world is in our hands.
How could it come to this? An invasion of evil in our age?
There are always dark times, Princess. But what exactly brought them about no longer matters. The only important thing is that we're prepared to fight. The greatest heroes of our age have gathered to fight the decisive battle in the Gorian Desert.
And to go down in history forever.
If we win.
How deep are we?
Only the gods know. Fazar was built up layer by layer on the ruins of older dynasties. Beneath that lay vaults as ancient as the land itself. This burial chamber, for example, was erected 2,000 years ago by the last living Mughal mage, Malakar. It is said he was a grand master of elemental and transformation magic. He could bend ore and earth to his will with the snap of his fingers. These halls were his greatest and last piece of work.
Are you sure that the mask waits behind these walls?
Yes, quite sure. No one knows where the Mughal Malakar obtained the mask, or if he even created it himself. But he was so obsessed with it and its power that he ultimately took it with him to his grave. It's also said that he never succeeded in awakening its true power while he lived.
What does it do?
They say that the wearer of the mask can turn any lost battle, indeed any defeat and any loss at all, into an enduring victory.
Why is it called the Holy Army?
The Holy Army is an army of clerics. Only with the holy might of the gods, so it is believed, can we withstand the attacking hordes of demons.
You said the army is advancing over the Rashtulian mountains. Why such a difficult route?
Most of the passes are guarded by the legions of evil. In addition, there's a magical place across the peaks of the Rashtulian Wall where they hope to forge a final, crucial alliance. We'll join the army there.
Aren't you starting to get tired of prattling?
He's right. We have to continue.
Do you have no more questions?
What's the problem?
The lock is hidden. I can't find it. Some sort of secret mechanism. Perhaps an objectum disapparatic.
Whatever it may be, you have to open it. He's a good warrior, but he doesn't deserve to be told so.
What did you call me before?
Shabib. That's Tula Media for little boy.
Without me, you'd be long dead.
Please, no quarrels.
She started it.
Now to get the key into the lock. and then the door will be open.
Where do you see a lock? The door is covered in filth.
What does a princess know about filth?
Enough to know that it can be washed off. That's good news for you, isn't it?
What are you trying to say?
Shh! Silence, please! I need quiet. Stay back. We don't know what else is hidden here.
I hope that was the last. Stay down. It looks like blood. I'm not touching that. It looks sticky and poisonous. My Almandin, my wrathful eye, my mournful heart. I would never exchange it for anything in the world.
Do you have a death wish? You saw what kind of creatures are running around out there. If this is what the princesses in this country are like, I would hate to see the kings.
Don't worry, you won't. The last Caliph of Fazar was skinned alive 5 moons ago.
Was he a tyrant?
Yes, like every ruler in this city. Besides...
What?
Did you see the tattoo on her arm? I believe it's the mark of Malakar. She's a direct descendant.
We brought the great-great-great-great-granddaughter of an accursed Mogul mage monster into his burial chamber. Are you out of your mind?
She's a good person, trust me, and we'll soon need her.
The mage brought down the Mogul's earring in order to break the back of the chief guardian. But Haroun was already beyond help. I have to get in there and find the weapon, or else it was all for nothing. It was that way when we arrived. Who knows if we would have won otherwise. Can you hear me? I'm sorry about your broken legs. It's very lonesome down here. But one step closer, and we'll break your neck as well. Another guardian. We couldn't kill him, so we had to hack off his legs. You remind me of the palace guards I once knew. But unlike them, you were against me from the beginning and didn't stab me in the back later. Thanks, I suppose. Skewered by his own torch. What an unworthy death. It would take too long to get him down. We're running out of time. He was a fool, but he had the sense to think of things the rest of us didn't consider. Whatever he has on him could help us. It's hanging just out of reach. This was Haroun's dagger. He's so big, but we noticed him too late. I can't believe how stupid we were. Bastard. Haroun loved horses more than they loved him. Horses and women. Somehow I liked him anyway. A roll of bandages. Haroun had my father's eyes. Now I know why. That's our way here and our way back. Our rope. If only we had noticed the guardians from the other side. Just listen to yourself. How pathetic you are. Haroon had to die. We all have to be prepared to die. That's the sacrifice we must make in order to rise above our miserable existence. Absolutely not. That's our only way back. The crust is too dry to be wiped away with that. Stand aside.
Under no circumstances should you touch the door.
Fine, then you'll have to do it.
What do you think you're doing?
There is no hidden mechanism. The door is just filthy. Brush it off, and you'll find your lock.
Hmm? Step back. The 6 legs open the 6 locks. By all 12 gods!
This is going so well.
Relax. I know you just want to help, but I can manage.
We'll have to glue it. Who pairs such a complicated lock with such a fragile key? Stay back. We don't know what else is hidden here.
Better not. Haroon had... Now I know. I'd rather not.
I'm trying to push the pieces of the beetle so they interlock, but it doesn't work. They won't stay in place.
I cannot simply tie the key together. It would not hold. You're bleeding?
I don't need a bandage. My battle fury makes the pain tolerable.
Impressive. Now the blade is sticky. I'll save my strength for... Here, glue the leg with this.
It's ready. Do you see the glowing inscription, Ulrich? Ancient Tula Media is a dead language spoken only by a very few, by even fewer, since the spiritual leaders of this city were executed together with their caliph. One must be educated to read this script. Educated, like a child from a noble family. Educated, like the last princess of Fazar. That's the reason we brought you. Now, tell me, what's the answer to the riddle on the chamber?
The gods be with me.
What? What do you read?
I can't tell you. It would change too much.
This is why we brought her?
I don't understand. Princess? Princess, where are you? By the 12, it's dark.
I'm over here.
Ah! Ow! Watch out for the beetle key when you leave. It's lying on the ground along with the door. If it breaks, we'll be locked in here.
What's that smell?
Ulrich, don't come in. There's gas in the air. Shine the torch carefully through the door, but stay outside. And no magic. Astral energy could trigger a trap. Be careful where you set foot, Princess.
Difficult without light.
If you know a way to make light without fire or magic, then tell me.
A bowl and an incense stick. You once said that the mask doesn't look like a mask.
Yes. It has the form of 2 tentacles with children's hands.
Really? Fine. Then this is really just a dirty silver. There's a ring hanging on the pillar. Apparently, the pillar was movable once. It's much too heavy for me to be able to move it. There's a small crack in the wall somewhere. I can't get it open any farther with my hands, and even if I could, the light wouldn't be enough to illuminate the whole chamber. I have to make light some other way. I don't even know where I should start. I don't much care for random guesswork. Ow! I cut my hand. The hook is now covered in my blood. It's covered in my blood because I'm too stupid to watch out in the dark. That should be enough. I can't get it open, and even if I have to make... I'd rather not.
By the...
Is that it?
Yes. Yes, that's it. The Mask of Malakar. With that, we will win the battle against the demons once and for all.
Ayal! Igarian!
Guard the door. If the beetle key is damaged, we'll be locked in here.
Ugh.
Come on then. Yalla. Kill me. My life isn't worth much anyway. Weakling. Of course, there's no gas in the air here. Otherwise, the fire in his eyes would have blown up the Guardian's head a long time ago. The flames in his eyes are hot. I can see his outline in the dark. He's no longer moving. He's buried beneath the Guardian. I might be able to free him with magic, but not with my bare hands. It smells spicy and sweet. That's not a good... The smoke is wrapping itself around the head of the staff. The magic staff. Huh? What's that? Blood? Smoke? The staff? What does that mean? The bandage is now soaked with blood.
Ah, welcome,
What was that? Who are you? What are you doing in my head? Hello?
You must touch me if you want to hear me, Shahrazad.
Are you a demon?
To be honest, Shahrazad, I have no idea. I can't remember. All at once, I was here, in the dark, chained fast, countless centuries ago.
You're lying.
Not at all. I've seen the rise and fall of every mote of dust in this chamber. It's only my own story that I don't know.
Why do I hear you in my head?
That comes from your blood, which you sacrificed to me.
I've made a pact with a demon?
Forgive me. I should have warned you beforehand.
Open that door. You can do that, can't you?
I'm afraid not. No.
Then what can you do?
I can light the braziers and extinguish them, and I can give orders to the Guardians.
Awaken the Guardians and order them to tear down the gate.
But then you'll run away and leave me behind. Many millennia will pass before another princess stumbles into the cave.
You know who I am?
Yes, I heard your talk outside the burial chamber. What would you say to another pact? I'll help you get out of the burial chamber, and you'll take me with you. Princess and court magician, mistress and servant. Together we'll conquer the world.
Deal.
What? Really? Who would be stupid enough to free a frightening creature like me so carelessly?
I take what I can get.
You frighten me.
Light the torches.
Let us do that together, Shahrazad. Turn your bright eyes upon the darkness and concentrate. As long as you're touching me, you can speak to me, but you can also cast my spell. Behold the glories of my master's final resting place. By my ancestors, you're beautiful.
So we have an agreement?
Yes, we do.
Good. You're stuck.
I have been hanging here for a very long time, after all. You'll need to loosen the bracket and pull me toward the sky with a strong jerk.
Oh, you remember the sky?
The sky. Freedom. The sparks and sounds of language. Some things one never forgets.
It glitters like a dagger in the dark, a sight I know all too well. It's the staff of a terrible and bloodthirsty tyrant, an instrument of the greatest terror these lands have ever seen, and my last hope of getting out of here alive. It looks like something ate through it. That's not a way out. At one end, the magic staff, at the other, a heavy metal ball. Now what? Where does it go? It's much too heavy for me to be able to move it. There, I freed you. Now what?
Now, I finally have legs, and I'm no longer alone.
I meant, how do we get out of here?
We don't. Nobody can escape these walls.
But you said...
Oh, Shahrazad, this is the darkest hole the likes of which the world has never known. Here, even nothingness means nothing at all. Not even the promise a piece of wood makes to one who is doomed. But let's be friends nonetheless. We could play with the light, or awaken the Guardian, or...
Even if you will not, I will abide by our agreement. I'll find a way out of here, and if you help me, I'll take you with me.
Shahrazad?
And stop calling me Butterfly. I'm not a butterfly, and we're not friends. From now on, you'll do what I say.
What if I won't?
Then I'll toss you into an even deeper hole, where absolutely no one will ever find you again.
As you command, mistress. You're too kind, mistress.
Are all the fireballs here magic?
Yes, they're at my beck and call. I can make them go on, off, on, off. Subjects of my limitless boredom and moodiness. Let there be eternal darkness.
Eternal darkness. You can turn them on again any time.
Mistress, I know I'm no poet, but please, leave my flowery language alone. Let there be light! A grand burial chamber just for you.
We'll see about that.
Ksh! Move!
Will all the Guardians be subject to my will from now on? He's still holding the mask. And Haroon's dagger. You're still alive?
Take the mask away from here.
Calm yourself. Gather your strength.
Mistress, don't you see he's as good as dead?
Have you no pity?
Do you?
Where should I take the mask?
To Draconia. To the prince.
To the prince? What prince? Galved? Are you still there?
He lies bleeding on the ground, and you pepper him with questions. You truly have no pity, do you?
I do, but pity would not have changed anything.
It would have made you more human.
Says a talking staff. I can't lose my head now. Make light.
Direct my spell at a magical source of fire, and your wish shall be my command.
I don't see one.
That's because there aren't any here.
I need something with a point to enlarge the opening. First, I have to find the opening again. It's as if it were never there. There's nothing here. Anywhere. And since the attacker stepped on the beetle, the exit is now locked tight. I need something with a point.
The spell doesn't work on that. This was the only stone giant in the hall with a will of his own.
So you weren't able to play your little games with him?
No, I didn't say that.
Wake him.
What should he do, mistress?
I don't need a fireball there. I don't need a...
Let there be light! A grand burial...
We'll see. It's one of the pieces of the key, but it's lying too far away. He's dead too. I hope Rahwan at least escaped. I still can't reach it. That won't get me anywhere. I can't lose my head now.
What are you doing? I can't see a thing.
I'm wrapping the bandage around your horns.
Whatever for?
You'll find out eventually. Once was enough. Got it.
Do I have to tell you how humiliating that was?
No, I'm perfectly aware. It's sticky now. It's too narrow to climb through. It's too narrow to... If I remove it, the lock will close, and my arm will be chopped off, like a thief's. There's writing on the inside. What must I do to awaken its power?
Look deep within yourself. What was the cruelest thing ever done to you?
I was betrayed and humiliated.
Do you remember the face of the one who did this to you?
Yes.
Look deep into his eyes, and
Shazam!
wherever he may be, he now has the hiccups.
I'm tired of your little games.
It was just a joke. Did I not already tell you that I have no idea what the mask does? I have a vague recollection, but that's all.
I'm going to find out sooner or later.
Do you really want to crush him, Highness?
No, he doesn't deserve that.
He can't reach it either. He can't reach...
Another hole has opened.
Entertaining, isn't it?
I've seen better.
Oh, how I envy you.
It's much too... First I ripped open my hand, then I woke a demon. From now on, I'm staying away from that bowl. It's too narrow. I won't get it any further, not with my hands. I'd get it farther into the room with the staff, but still not far enough.
The arm lacks the support to strike hard enough. It's holding on tight. Now what?
Order the Guardian to pull down the door. Harder. Make him pull harder.
He can't. The door is too strong for him.
If this one can't do it, then another one will have to. That would be a step. I can't reach that.
Ah, Princess, that won't do any good. I've had eons to try and pull down these walls, and I haven't succeeded. Why should a girl achieve so much more in a short time than I did in a millennia?
The Colossus is also a guardian, right? Wake him.
Charizard, are you really sure?
I said wake him.
As you wish.
Take the chain.
It's too small. He can't grasp it.
So large, and yet so disappointing. That alone did nothing. I'm too far away.
Awaken! Accept it finally and give up. The Guardians are much too weak.
Take the Guardian and pull.
What was that?
I tore open a door through pure force of will.
No, you laughed like a young girl.
Hey,
You? You're still alive?
I waited.
You could have helped me.
You have the mask. Where's my money?
Our employer is dead. You'll get your money if you help me get out of here and take me through the mountains to Draconia. Wait. Stop. I'll pay you.
You?
You forget. I'm a princess.
What do you have?
As the daughter of the Caliph, I possess wealth beyond your imagining.
The Caliph is dead. The palace plundered. I was there.
You will have this silver platter in payment.
Silver is not enough.
If you take me safely to our destination, you'll receive my most precious possession. My Almandin. It's worth more than anything else you'll ever hold in your hands.
Good. Draconia for the ruby.
Deal.
He'll make a poor servant to you.
At least I know what to make of him.
May I ask you something else? Because I don't understand you. Why are you doing all this? You're rich, beautiful. You have power. What else do you want to achieve?
I want to go to war, and I need a weapon.
But why?
To win the battle, to be immortalized in history. 1,000 years from now, people will tell tales of my deeds and whisper my name in awe. Sadia al-Kabir, the greatest heroine the world has ever seen.
Sadia al-Kabir? Never heard of her.
Neither you nor anyone else. The poor girl has been utterly forgotten.
How does the story continue?
With the help of the Frakina, Sadia took the mask over the Rashtulian wall to Draconia. She joined the troops there and went to battle. But those are all unimportant details. Don't concern yourself with them. Only one thing matters. The riddle I shall now tell you. The inscription on the burial chamber.
How can the rest of the story not be important?
Well, it is important, but not for you. Trust me. In this one case, ignorance is truly a blessing.
If no one remembers her, how do you know that this woman really existed?
I investigated it myself. Malakar's burial chamber really existed, and over 450 years ago, a young woman was seen climbing out of that very tunnel with a fakina and setting out towards the Rashtulian wall. I swear to you, in the name of my father and all my forefathers, Sadya's tale is a true story.
Do I understand you correctly? The glowing inscription on the burial chamber, that's the riddle.
Quite correct. An archaic inscription written in ancient Talamedia. As an educated Talamede princess, Sadya was the only one who could read it. I created a transcription from my memory, and an old friend translated it for me. It reads, as the stone over the scarab, so rules the scarab over the stone. Enter if to you the answer is known. If not, then forever your life I'll own.
Eerie.
I believe Sadya knew the answer, else she would never have entered the chamber.
But why didn't she tell the others? Didn't she send them all to their doom that way?
I see you paid attention. I give you 3 days to solve the riddle. On the 4th day, I'll move on, whether you know the answer or not.
And if I solve it by then?
You shall have what you want from me. A spell of the mightiest transformation. A spell which transforms any living being into any form you desire.
Deal.
I like you, Geron. I'm certain our business will turn out well for both of us.
Believe me, I hope so too. Strange fellow. Nuri, I'm back. I think I found someone who can help you. Nuri?
I'm here.
What's wrong?
My wound opened. My wing is bleeding again.
Oh no, were you playing with animals again? You're a raven now. You can't do that anymore.
I wasn't playing. It just opened again.
It doesn't look too bad. You lie and rest. I'll make a salve for you. Giacomo's bird bath is very pretty, isn't it? He said he found it in some fairy ruins in the blood barrier.
There are no birds in the fairy world.
Well, there's at least one big peacock.
Right, but that's all. Your world is much more beautiful.
It's filled with magic fairy water from Nuri's cave. I was still very young when they died. The seer's fairy harp. It's finally destroyed, thank the gods. That accursed harp. If it hadn't been for that, you'd still be yourself.
I don't want to think about that. It was so horrible.
Do you miss your family, Nuri? The fairy queen and king?
A little, but I prefer not to look back. The animals and plants of this world are my family now.
Nuri's old chestnut mannequin.
Ho ho, Nuri. I, King Chestnut, bid you good evening.
Good evening, King Chestnut.
Why so sad, my lovely?
I don't know. Right now, I just want to sleep.
Oh, that's a very wise idea. It's so wise that I hereby officially appoint you to be my Minister of Sleep.
Oh, thank you, dear King.
You have earned this title honestly.
I just built that for her last week. Do you like your new bird tree?
Yes. Geron, why must I be a fairy again before we can leave here?
Because that's what you are. A fairy, not a raven. And Giacomo says we need to hurry about changing you back. He says that a fairy soul is a tender thing. Who knows what'll happen if it stays in the wrong body for too long. And it's much easier for me to protect you here than it would be on the road. If only you would let me protect you. Did it hurt when the artifact pulled your soul into the raven's body?
I don't know. It was worse before that. My fairy body was wilting away. That was much more painful.
I'm sorry. At that point, I could only save your soul, not your body. I often ask myself whether there wasn't another way after all. I tried everything. I asked Herzinda clerics, stole magic books from the school, made pacts with witches. Nothing and nobody can restore the power of the artifact. And anyway, Nuri's old body is lost forever. I hope this far he will keep his promise. I never thought I could fix that after last winter. Nothing in there that could help Nuri. Healing herbs from the woods.
I don't get injured very often. I'm getting better at being a raven all the time.
It's high time we transform you back. Healing herbs from the woods in case Nuri gets injured again. Healing herbs. Good thing I hadn't put it away yet. For Nuri's salve of healing, I need to mix ground-up whirlweed with salve fat. Salve fat. I can only pray that the Lady Perina will allow the use of simple grease just this once. Books from the school of magic about spells and alchemy. None of them could tell me how to transform Nuri back. I'll take them back during my next break-in. That horrible witch. She promised me that I could use the recipe to create a new body for Nuri. I'll never see those silver thalers again. Useless undergrowth. I'll throw it out tomorrow. The fabric is falling apart more and more. Well, as soon as I solve Phi's riddle, we'll be out of here. Right, Nuri?
I want to see the world.
But first you need your old body back. If I pull on this, I'll tear the whole curtain. I can barely keep up with the repairs as it is. After I finished eating, I wanted to get to Phi as fast as I could. I didn't have time to clean up. By Travia, it's all greasy. First, I have to grind up the herbs somehow. Master Gwynling's old birdcage. You'll have to go back in there tomorrow, I'm afraid. At least until you can fly again. Otherwise, the Andergastrians will see that I'm traveling with a talking raven on my and we'd be facing an angry mob again in no time. No, I need to take care of Nuri. Useless undergrowth. I need a firm base for grinding up the herb. I can grind up the herb with the knife handle. There. I ground up the herb with my knife as best as I could. I can't get it out of there with my bare hands. By Travia, that's too sturdy. I repaired it only yesterday. This is beyond repair, even with magic. I'll cut out a rag. The rag's now covered in fat. By Travia, Perina, please let this fat be enough for Nuri's wound. It's all I have. This will do Nuri good. There. And next, we'll make you a fairy again.
Did you meet the man?
Yes, I don't know if I can trust him though. But if Giacomo is right, then soon everything will be like it used to be. You'll be as tall as a human again, and together we'll travel across Aventuria and have one adventure after another.
When do you think I'll be able to fly again?
Let's see how your wound is doing tomorrow. Maybe we can go and practice a little.
Fine. Sleep well, Garon.
Sleep well, and don't worry. Soon everything will be as it was. As the stone over the scarab, so rules the scarab over the stone. Enter if to you the answer is known. If not, then forever your life I'll own. And again, this time you can do it.
I don't know.
Don't be discouraged. Think about something nice. Think about... Think about the first time we met. You lived in a lonely cave for years, and together we found a way to finally free you, and all the things you've seen since then.
The first thing I saw were people who wanted to kill me.
Yes, but you've also seen nice things. Do you remember? Remember the orcs and how I had to distract them? Wasn't that exciting?
They were eating so peacefully. And then you sent them off to war, just to get rid of them.
They were orcs. Orcs are always going off to war. But all right. Nuri, you must have one nice memory. Do you remember... the night we spent together in the Brinask marshes? You wanted to enter a bond of love with me.
Yes, that was nice. But you lied to me before that.
I wanted to save you. If I told you the truth, you wouldn't have come with me. Anyway, I still like to think about it. It's time you become a fairy again. Do you remember how happy and carefree you used to be?
Of course I remember. That makes me even sadder.
Come on, that's enough for today.
Do I have to go back in the cage?
Unfortunately, yes. With a pet raven on my shoulder, the Andergastrians will immediately take me for a warlock again. I'm glad those days are over.
Oh well.
On the way back, let's stop by Fahi's tent. He has such a carefree manner. I'm sure he'll raise your spirits.
Garon?
Yes?
I want to be like I was in former times too. But I don't know how. So much has happened.
We'll manage somehow. Nuri's old cave is under there. When her fairy body was destroyed, the cave collapsed as well. Do you miss your old home?
I don't know. I don't think so.
This is where we met for the first time.
You were trying to catch me like a bird.
How was I to know you'd be so big and so stubborn?
You're a fine one to talk.
You're right. Even if we don't have a whole lot in common, we can certainly agree on that. Nuri's old cave is when her... I have to find Fahi. Only he can transform Nuri back into herself. Who are those people?
These statues scare me.
They look like the pillars from Fahi's tale, only with faces. Hey there, what's going on?
Brider, I can't work like this.
Master Bodia?
This man is disturbing my investigation. Talk to him. Send him away. I have no time for this sort of thing.
I'm sorry, but the School of Arcane Combat of Andergast has closed off this area until further notice. You should go home.
What happened here?
A mob from the city wanted to chase a traveling merchant out of the country, and this is what became of them. Ta-da! Ancient Tulamid pillars with an Andergastrian core. No trace of the merchant.
He disappeared?
Yep, now shoo. Otherwise the same thing might happen to you too.
Everything's cursed. Fahi was our best chance to heal you.
But isn't he evil? Didn't he petrify those people?
Nuri, that was an Andergastrian lynch mob. Had I been able, I would have turned them into stone too. He must have left a trace around here somewhere. I'd better find it before the mages from the School of Arcane Combat do. Otherwise, we'll be right back where we started. The pillar. It has the face of the butcher woman from the market. What happened here?
Hey, anybody in there?
She can't hear a thing. And if you keep yelling like that, neither can I. So, please.
Looks like the knapsack of a wanderer or hunter, not like the bag of a serious mage.
Watch it, lad. I've got sharp eyes.
A stone pillar with a stone sword and an elaborately chiseled beard. If it really were chiseled, that is. What happened here? These pillars remind me of Fi's description of the burial chamber. It's standing in the exact same place as yesterday. Only the petrified people were added since then. I'm not going back until I know where Fi went. He's holding a small shell against the petrified woman. I wonder if he thinks he can talk to her that way. It doesn't look like she's going to answer.
From what direction did the attack come?
Are you asking me?
Oh, he's still here. Brider, I expect more martial severity. See to it that he goes away. I can't understand a word this way.
Beat it.
All right. But first, I have to find out what happened to Fi. Psst. Nori, can you do me a favor? Distract the mage. Hop behind the statue and talk to him. He'll think you're the petrified woman.
Shall I tell him about King Chestnut and the turnip ghosts?
No, just answer his questions.
What questions? And what should I say?
Listen.
How many attackers were there?
Say you were overrun.
What did the mage look like?
It was too foggy. You couldn't see anything.
How do you know all that?
I don't know anything. I'm just guessing.
From what direction did the attack come?
It came out of the forest.
And in what direction did they depart?
To the northwest. Can you remember all that?
Yes, that's easy.
What a waste of time. It appears the spirit of these peasants has been extinguished once and for all.
Well, okay, it's the interback. Do I have to then make this harder?
Ha! I have contact.
What did she say?
Shh.
Do you need help taking notes?
No, the report isn't difficult. I can memorize it.
Nuri, tell the mage something else. When he asks how many attackers there were, tell him 11 to 15. If he wants a description of the mage, tell him he wore a crocus-coloured brooch on his left breast. Tell him the attack came from... It came from the northeast, and the attackers fled to the northwest. Can you remember all that?
What was he wearing again?
A crocus-coloured brooch on his left breast.
Then let's go.
Thanks, Nuri. You're a big help.
The statement has changed. They came from the northwest and then went where? Ryder, what are you? I can't remember all this by myself.
That'll keep them busy for a while. I'm not going back until I know where far he went.
Hands off! This zone is restricted. Watch it, lad.
She's taking a lot of notes. Nuri must have come up with a few extra details. I should search the tent while she's busy. It's firmly in place. There's a lock on it. That won't work. That won't do any good. Hard to believe that Fahi managed to load all his belongings on there. It doesn't look like I can push it by hand. Yet more pillows. Ugh. Whatever's in there, it smells awful. A small box with strange symbols on it. Hard to believe that I sat here only last night. The tent looks totally different during the day. A rug on top of a second rug. What a show-off. I don't have to cut it. I can just lift it. Are those cucumbers? Not from around here, at any rate. They smell funny. Somehow... Oh, my head. My fex. What is this stuff? Somebody painted a red and a white camel on the lid. Perhaps it's some kind of card game. They're already cut. I can't think of anything. Pillows as big as sacks. The merchant must think he's an emperor. There's a strange coat of arms on the wall. Or is it just a gaudy patterned rug? Impossible. It's fastened at the top and bottom. Huh? There's another one here. Apparently the mages haven't even found him yet. Prius be with me. That's the mask from the burial chamber. What else has that merchant fellow been keeping from me? He's got the mask firmly clutched in his hand. I need to use rougher measures if I want to get it loose. Another petrified person. If these really are petrified people, I need to be careful with my spell. What I need is a hammer and chisel. It doesn't look like I can push it by hand. Good riddance. I've seen her in the